haven't dried my hair after washing it, and I hope that it looks like, oh look at me, I'm Lucy from Love Island, look how beachy and effortless my hair is. But in reality I think it just looks like it needs brushed. So hi, I'm Christy, welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. Don't know what all the hand movements are for. Showing you how I do my kind of everyday summer makeup look. When I'm not filming this, I can get this entire makeup look done in about 10-15 minutes. It's dead simple. I think there's nothing about it that won't suit everyone. It's mainly just kind of my belly's rumbling. It's a very skin focused look, just very natural, dewy, healthy looking skin, perfect for the summer, and like I said, very quick and very easy to do. So if you want to see how I've done it, guess what you should do. Keep watching, obviously. First of all, I'm going to go in with this Radiant Primer by Primark. This isn't really like a primer in the way that it's going to like keep your foundation on all day or blur out pores or anything like that. It just gives your skin like a little bit of like a kind of pearlescent sheen to it, so that like your glow can kind of come through your foundation a little bit. And then I have this Feeling Younger skin tint by Lush. It's just like, again, like a really nice pearlescent, not a highlighter. You could use this as a base under your makeup, but I don't like how like my foundation sits when I have this on. I feel like it starts to separate. But what I do like to do with this is just take like a tiny little bit under my eyes, and it just helps to brighten any kind of dark circles and make my eyes look more like, just like I'm with it a wee bit more, you know. I just feel like that really brightens under my eyes and makes me look a lot more awake. And let me tell you, today I am not awake. Instead of foundation, I'm going to be using the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better CC Plus cream. I've really been liking this lately. As you can see, like my skin is kind of going through it at the moment. This is it improving. It was really bad a few weeks ago. Like my full face had like broke out entirely in spots. So I'm trying to not wear like a really heavy foundation, and I'm just kind of trying to wear products that is going to like improve my skin a little bit and not clog up my pores or anything, because I'm not trying to have teenage skin for the rest of my life, you know. Even though this is a CC cream, it is very full coverage, and it kind of like has the same kind of formula as a foundation, but I only use a little bit of it for like a kind of light to medium coverage, so it is kind of buildable. Another thing that I like about this as well is it is an SPF 50, and it is like a broad spectrum SPF, so it protects from UVA and UVB rays as well. So fab. I'm just taking one pump of that on the back of my hand, and that should be enough because, like I said, this is pretty full coverage. And I'm just blending that in with my fingers. I've actually tried it with a brush and I've tried it with a beauty sponge, and I feel like this just performs a little bit better when I actually use my fingers to blend it in, and that's quicker as well. The shade I have is the shade Fair, which I actually think is probably a little bit too light for me. I could have probably done with going up a shade, but once I have like my bronzer and all that on, it kind of works anyway. So once the majority of that is blended out with my fingers, I just got in with my sponge and just pat over everything and just make sure that it's really blended in. Sorry if the lighting's changing for the first time all day. The sun has decided to start shining in. You know, it's been so dull all day, but now the sun makes an appearance. Okay, typical. For concealer, I'm going to be using this, I was calling it Trina the last time, and now I'm pretty sure it's Mina concealer, but it looks like a 3 to me anyway. This is like the Mina and Primark vegan range, and it is the 330 concealer. I've really been liking this. I done like a full face of first impressions on this, not the entire range, but like almost a full face. And I was really impressed with a lot of their products. A couple of their products I didn't really like on initial first impressions, but now that I've used them a couple of times, I actually really like them. But this concealer was one that I liked right off the bat. It's so lightweight and it just feels like there's nothing on your skin, but it still gives a really nice coverage as well. Need a little bit more coverage in this area where all these spots are trying me. And this concealer as well, it blends out so effortlessly, like honestly you hardly even need to put any effort in and it's like blended right away. Whew, I'm looking ghostly white right now, but that'll be fixed in a minute when I've like bronzed and contoured and all that shit. For contour, I'm using the Jordana Sculpt and Go Creamy Contour Stick. I really like the shade of this contour. It's not too... It is cool toned, but it's not too grey, where it looks like... I feel like sometimes like a contour can make you look kind of dead if it's really grey, like very Edward Cullen. This is just like that nice kind of like, it could be a shadow, I could actually just be a chiseled bitch, but I'm actually not. I feel like this is the effect that this gives. So I just do a little bit under my cheekbones, on my nose a little bit, and then I also like to do a little bit under my lip here, and I'll just run a little bit along my jaw. Under my eyes is creasing a little bit, but I'm not wanting to set them, so what I am doing is every time I see it creasing, I'm just going in with my sponge, and eventually that will stop creasing. So the sponge is just really helping to like soak up any excess product that is making it crease, and then the creasing should go down to a minimum eventually. Okay, to bronze up my face a little bit, I'm actually going to be using a foundation, and it is the Makeup Revolution Fast Base Stick Foundation, and I'm using the shade F13. And what I'm doing is I'm just putting some of that on the back of my hand like this. As you can see, that is very, very dark for my skin tone. And I'm just going in with my sponge, patting off any excess, and then using that in the places where one would put bronzer. So for me, that's like along my cheekbones, up my temples, my forehead, making sure I just get really into my hairline there. What I like about not setting my makeup in place with like heavy powders when it's for like a kind of summery makeup look is that when it does start to like crack or get like too hot or anything and my makeup starts to like melt off a little bit, it's really so much easier to fix if I haven't like put a lot of powder in place. And I also feel like even if I'm like not going to fix my makeup and it starts to like gradually wear off throughout the day, if I don't have any powder products on and it's just like cream products, it still looks a whole lot better and wears off my face a whole lot better than like getting cakey and patchy and stuff when I'm setting my face with a lot of powders. So for the summer I like to be as dewy as possible, and if you are oily, like you can set your face if you want, but I would only really set the places that I think really needed it. Or as well, what I sometimes do is I take like oil blotting sheets with me to blot away any excess oil if I feel like the shine is getting out of control. I mean, I say I take them with me, like I take them with me and then like I never actually use them, because when I'm out I very rarely top up my makeup, because once I'm out I'm like, well, I come out looking decent, so I don't really care if I'm ugly for here on out. And I'm also just taking like a little bit of that on the sides of my nose, just along the bridge and like under my, not really under my eyes, but like where the sun would hit. Next I'm going to highlight, and I'm using this Mina or Thrina, I think it's Mina highlight stick, and it is the 330 highlight stick. This is just like a really soft, subtle, summery, wet skin, dewy glow. That was a lot of describing words. And it is kind of champagne-y coloured, which usually I don't like for highlights on me, but I actually think that this is really pretty and it's not too dark for my skin tone, which my problem with champagne coloured highlights usually is that it just doesn't look very nice on my fair skin. So I've just like scrubbed that on, and then I'm just going to pat it out with a sponge. And it just, I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but it just gives off like a really nice natural glossy sheen. I'm actually just taking a little bit of this on my finger as well, and I'm going to swipe it across just the centre of my eyelid, just to make it look a little bit, just to add a little bit of something something, you know. For blush, I'm using the Speedy Blush by Collection, and this one is in the shade Tickled Pink. And same thing what I'd done with the bronzer, I'm just warming this up on the back of my hands. I feel like it's a little bit too harsh to blend out if I just go on and like scrub it right on my cheek. And I'm just putting that on my sponge again and putting that on the apples of my cheeks. And sort of blending up the way. I'm also just taking a tiny little bit of this and putting it like over the bridge of my nose. And I feel like this helps to make me look a little bit more naturally sun-kissed. And to finish off the skin, I'm about to use a highlighter that I talked a little bit of shit about, and I don't think it was my last video but my video before that, and it is the Mina 331 Duo Blush highlighter. I still stand by that I do not like the blush in this, but I says that I really didn't like the highlighting shade in this because it was I felt like it was a little bit chunky and a little bit glittery. But see, once you actually get past the top layer of this highlighter, it is actually like a really nice wet look highlighter, and I have been using it non-stop. And in that video I was like, I don't like this, I don't even know why I bought this, and now I'm like using it every fucking day. So I'm just taking some of that and I'm just hitting the high points of my face. I'm not going crazy because I still want this to look like natural-ish. But I'm just doing my cheekbones. I'm going to kind of just hit where I put that cream highlighter just to intensify it a little bit. Maybe I'll put a little bit on the centre of my eyelid as well. Okay, next is for brows, and to be honest, I only ever really use this Anastasia Pro Brow Palette. I just kind of like switch between the shades. Look how disgusting this is. It's seen better days. And I'm actually just going to go in with this shade here, Caramel, but I'm going to go in with like the darker side of it. It's a little bit more warm toned than what I usually go for. 90% of the time I go for ash brown. But I feel like something a little bit warmer since this is like more of a summery kind of vibe. Okay, and then I'm just going to go in with my Glossier Boy Brow in the shade Brown. And I'm just brushing my brows up the way. I don't think I'll ever stop loving like a messy, unkempt looking brow. It is just my favourite kind to have. I wish that I naturally had big bushy brows. It's just not something I was blessed with. But if I could have one wish, it realistically wouldn't be that. I would just like to have nice brows, but I'm not going to waste a wish on it. I'd wish that Johnny Depp would finally love me. Okay, for mascara, I want this to be very natural and just look like I don't really have any makeup on really. So another Mina product that I chatted a lot of shit about is the mascara, and that's what I'm going to use today. But I stand by what I said, and in that video I did say that if you literally just wanted something to coat your lashes black and that is it, then that would be fine to use. And that really, excuse me, and that really is just what I'm wanting from this. But I'm curling my lashes so that they've got a little bit of lift because my outer lashes point down the way, which is a pain in the arse, but it is what it is. See, like, that mascara really doesn't do anything apart from make my lashes black, but like I said, that's really all I'm wanting from it today. I'm not going to do any on my bottom lashes today just because I feel like for like a summery makeup, like if you do your bottom lashes, it's a little bit more likely to spread all over your face, which we're not going for, so I'm not doing that. I actually need to put some fake freckles in, so I'm just going to go in with that caramel shade again and start dotting them in. And I'm using the tip of my angled brush to do this with. Switch an angled brush because that's giving me little lines instead of little freckles. So, and I like to concentrate these mainly over the bridge of my nose, is where most of them will be, and then they'll start to kind of spread out and get less as they go out the way. And I also like to add some just kind of under my eyes here because I just think that looks kind of cute. And then pat over them with my finger, and it just pushes them back into my skin and makes them look a little bit more au naturel. I'm going to take this hair out because it's annoying me. And then finally for lips, I'm going to be using this little lip stain from IT Cosmetics. What one is it? Je ne sais quoi? And I've been wearing this little lip stain a lot. I just feel like it's really easy to use. Even if I have no makeup on, it keeps my lips nice and hydrated and just adds like a tiny little bit of colour to your lips. But if you look at the stick, it's white, and then obviously on my lips it's that really nice kind of pinky shade, and I really like it. I feel like it smells like makeup I had when I was like a child. I don't know if that's a good thing. Actually, does it smell like jelly beans? I've not had jelly beans in ages, so maybe it's jelly beans. So that is the end of the makeup and therefore the end of the video. I hope that you've enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed it, please leave it a thumbs up and subscribe if you would like to see more videos from me. And I'll hopefully see you in the next one. Bye. Excuse me, sir? I'm going to need you to stay in your designated place. Thank you.